Today we're comparing two amazing campers. Lance 1172, Northern Lite 10.2. Both incredible, both absolutely top tier, and arguably two of the best campers in the market. Very different. And depending on how you're going to travel or use it, one might be right for you, one might be wrong for you. We traveled. That's why that's there. So when we would stop and get groceries, we'd have to put this rear slide out. We'd have to put the side slide out. We'll show you all that in a minute. But you can't get to the fridge or the bathroom in this without putting out two slides and pulling a pin, lifting a lever, pulling out the stairs, adjusting them so that you can get up in. The Northern Lite, you stop, you flip the stair down, walk in, there's the washroom, there's the fridge. We are traveling. So when we're going and doing this, we need access, several times a day. And for us, we will sacrifice the space for the convenience. See, the comparison between these two, there's the obvious ones. I mean, Lance has the slides, but these little bits of storage, they're awesome. And we get two. And I got a lot of stuff in there, a lot. And then down here, you got more. But, I mean, honestly, that's a lot of storage. Northern Lite. There isn't any. You think, okay, well, what's in here? Well, that's all your water and dump valves and stuff. You have one here behind this, okay? But you gotta undo these, and then you lift this, then there's a big tray. That's about all you have, unless you don't have. Now, we opted to not have the generator. But another thing is, okay, so this one comes up, and as you see, it hits the marker light before it can even have like a magnetic little lock there, or catch, I guess it would be. But without the generator, we can have a big storage. See, on our truck, we run the generator on the front because there's no other storage. Another thing we did in our truck is we built this platform for our dogs, which gives us storage underneath, okay? Which was just bonus with the Lance, but it's going to be very necessary. And there's our generator mount. And then we have a piece that comes up over the top of the generator, bolts on and locks it on there, so nobody will steal it, hopefully, unless they got tools. But yeah, but style points, the Northern Lite fits and suits the truck so much nicer. It's shorter, it's lighter, it has things that the Lance just doesn't. So right off the start, we're going to talk about what was the deal breaker, what really frustrated us, and it was how long it took us to get into the Lance. So I'm going to show you now how we've improved it. Pull a pin. Now this also flips out to make a third step, but we don't really need it. Okay, grab there, this. And guess what? We're in. There's the fridge for putting away groceries. There's the washroom. Done. Just like that. Incredible. Okay, now it's the Lance's turn. Watch this. Pull the pin, lift this. got a wall. Now, this is important because picture maybe there's lots of bugs going inside while you're waiting. Or you're standing in the rain like we were because we went early in the spring. And it's important to do this in real time so that you actually see how long it takes. Okay, that's one slide. We can't get to the fridge or the bathroom yet. So then you got to use this, and we wait. This is frustrating when you need to get in and out multiple times a day while you're traveling. Yeah, it's still going. Because with the Northern Lite, you've seen, I walked up, I opened it up, there was the fridge. Oh, there, okay. Now, picture we go in, we put our groceries away. We don't have a bumper to set them on, by the way. Yes, on this truck we could set them there. I understand that. But if it was on our dually, like it was, there was nowhere to set them while you went through all this. So now we're going to put the slide back in and close it back up. We did this multiple times a day to the point where we gave up and we would stop at a gas station to go use the washroom, which we didn't want to do in the first place. And then half the time, you just wind up throwing the groceries in the truck. Okay, and then you shut this off. I got it Velcroed there. And then we do the next one. Stay with me on this because this is important. And the worst part is my wife said we should have bought the Northern Lite. And I'm like, no, we need the extra space for the dogs. We didn't. There we go. Now in the Lance, although we have all this space, we got this couch, everything else, but look what happens. Jackets. We put these hooks up, okay? And we got jackets hanging everywhere. Why? Well, let's look around. It's because with all this space, there's no closet. There is, but it's tiny and it's way up here. Now in the Northern Lite, right inside the door, massive clothes closet where you can hang your jackets, out of sight, out of mind, which is much nicer than in the Lance where they're hanging there by the couch. In a small space, out of sight, out of mind, right? Like you want to keep things tidy, and that's not the only one. You come up in here and there's another hanging wardrobe, and it's deep. Now we're going to talk about bathrooms. We're going to head over to the Lance and I'll see you in the bathroom. Now the shower's decent. It's not the end all to be all, but it's decent. But here, I'm going to show you. Okay, hang on. We're sitting in the toilet. I know it's not, but look, my arms and shoulders are literally wedged in here. There's just not enough room. And I'll give you the comparison. Now, we're going to have a sit in here. So now, I know it doesn't seem as good, but look, because I am not wedged in here by a cabinet, I can spread my legs a little bit. I'm an older fella. I like to be able to spread out a bit. It's not as pretty of a bathroom. When you're at the RV dealership, what happens is you see the cabinet, you think, oh, there's all that space, and there is. But where you need it, it's cramped. The shower isn't as big as the shower I'm sitting beside. And the actual sitting area on the bowl isn't as open. You can't sit as comfortably. That's important. Well, to me, anyways. And I would imagine, but it just isn't something you think about when you're looking. So this camper has everything you need and not what you don't. Big thing here is both of us can get out right here. It's not cut off with just a small portal, which then the AC with the vent right there will blow straight in the bed area. In the Lance, it's kind of got to try and get around a corner. It doesn't get as cool up there as it does in here. Kitchen counter, nicer, better workspace. This here, much nicer. It's you can have that as a pass through. I mean, there's just so many things that literally work better. And it's 1,000 pounds lighter. Well, almost 1,000 pounds. Okay, so if you notice how that window is wide open and then the screen is pulled down in there, and I can put the screen up, I can put the blackout up, I can have it half and half. It's incredible. This is a big thing because look at this one, okay? And when you're dry camping, boondocking, or stealth camping or whatever, and you're not plugged in and you don't want to run a generator, you rely heavily on cross flow. Now, the Lance doesn't get near as good because if the wind's coming, it's not going through. A little bit does come up. But this one, even the slightest breeze blows through it. It's incredible. Now here's a plus for the Lance. Now this is the off-camp side or the driver's side, and there's a really nice LED light. Then we come around the back, and there's two more of these great big ones. I gotta crawl through the rocks here, but there's one there, one over there. Another lights up the whole back of the camp really well. Then on your campside, if you see up here, there's another light right there. And then the awning comes out and it has a light at the far end, shines back on the camp. So the Lance has exceptional lighting all around. This one has one light up there and a light here. Yes, there's lights in the awning and there's lights in this awning, but there's no lights whatsoever on the service side or off-camp side, so you can't light this side up. So there's kind of a negative maybe. Now there is one more pro for the Lance, and that is because of this, you know, we have the bathroom here and we have the closets and the fridge there. Okay, there really isn't much for windows there. So it's a little bit darker by nature, and I'm going to show you. As you come in, it's a little bit darker, and we only have a window there and a window there. Now I have the blackout blinds and the blackout there over the bed to keep some of the heat out. It's about 95 degrees here today, so it's pretty warm. But without the lights, now it's got lots of LED lights and you can light it all up and that's fine. But it does lack natural light. Going over here, and you may be surprised because this doesn't have a lot of windows on the campside, but when you walk in, if you're backed up to a river or something, you know, you've got this, you got this window, you got that window, and there's a window there. And then same, you've got your windows, one there, with the blackout. So, but just as a rule, it's more open and brighter. Plus for the Lance, right? Again, going back to there's no perfect unit. Which one works better for you? So as we've sort of pointed out, there's no right or wrong between the two campers. But you really have to stop and think about how you're going to use them to see which one's right or wrong for you. And we made the mistake of thinking the dogs needed more space, and they don't. Holly went under the dinette. Hank jumped up on the bed. We've got that space in the Northern Lite, but the rest of the benefits of the Northern Lite will service our traveling style better than the Lance, which would serve somebody better in a camping style. So I don't know if any of this helps. I hope it does. Maybe I've just confused everybody even more, but honestly, when you really take a step back during the buying process and really give it some deep thought, you can avoid the mistake I made. Now, once I get this one all cleaned back up, yes, it will be for sale. Is it a good camper? It's a fantastic camper. And if we, traveled differently, I would have kept it. We have zero complaints with it. So anyways, thank you. And if you made it this far, which we always appreciate, thank you so much. Like, subscribe, but more importantly, comment. What did you think? And or if you have any questions, leave them below because I'm happy to answer. I'm getting pretty good with these understanding campers and stuff like that. So any questions, feel free. Go ahead and ask. Send us a comment. I always answer. Okay. See you soon.